Sunlight that always stays, dinner by the waterway. It's that sweet life. Raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while. I'm living that high life. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro, back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feeling when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Shopping the girl, I brought a girl on my Vespa. She said I already told ya, yeah. I never dated a black guy. I said you're brown yourself. Let me offer help. Come on inside. Where everybody knows your name. Everybody knows your name. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro, back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feeling when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Supper to God.
NathanIvey.com. Mr. Ivey, know the show must go on. As far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised arms, close fist, yeah, too strong. Team AI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real. Jumping like hopscotch, nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlative, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the tent plates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? Jono be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of drippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati Reds at. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Where my people at? Let's get straight into it. Many things to discuss. We made it. It's a beautiful Friday. We don't pronounce the D. Friday. Good morning to you, and I hope that you are doing well. I am currently broadcasting live from a secret location somewhere in the greater Cincinnati area. I say secret to protect the innocent, my family. Right. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Man, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. How many people got a chance to see the Versus battle last night? Did you see Versus last night? Busy Bone lived up to his name last night. He got busy. Y'all ain't gonna be disrespecting me with this little show you doing Versus. No, you ain't gonna disrespect me. And there was a little bit of a scuffle. We'll call it a scuffle. I don't know if you would say that's really a fight. That's more like a scuffle last night. And Versus has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. What a great idea, man. Just goes to show you that there's still more ideas out there that people haven't put out. He got into a fight. There was a little bit of a shoving match back and forth between not Busy Bone, but Bone, Thugs and Harmony, and 3-6 Mafia. I'm like, yo, you don't want to mess with them Memphis boys right now, do you? Yeah, it got chaotic real quick. There is a 90-second clip that I've got, and it is full of cursing. Okay, it's a lot of curse words in it, so I'm just going to tell you that straight up. All right, just straight up from the beginning so that you know. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. I'll play that for you in just a little bit. Stay tight. If you missed it, and I just got that 90-second clip, and you can see a little bit of the drama. I like the Versus battles. I just saw Bone. The wife and I were fortunate enough to go to that Dave Chappelle documentary taping in Cincinnati. Yeah, we was all excited. Now, Dave didn't do any comedy, so that was a bummer. But we can still say we saw Dave. We gonna hold our hat on that. We gonna hold on to that. And we saw his musical act. So can't wait for the documentary. So I'm sure at some point they'll have the musical acts, and we'll know that it was here in Cincinnati. It was packed too. It was packed. And Bone, they were there. I don't know if Busy was there. I don't think Busy was there. I don't know. I can't remember. Was anybody there? Was Busy Bone there when he went in Cincinnati? I don't remember. I don't think he was, but I could be wrong about that. I believe he was not. They got into it just a little bit. Before we get too deep into the show, man, there's some things over the weekend that I just want to remind you about. I'd be remiss in my duties. Our good friends at the Ohio Kings, they're kicking off their season this Saturday. That is tomorrow at 6 p.m. The Ohio Kings versus the Cincinnati Movement. And it all goes down over at Cincinnati State Technical and Community College. That's at 3520 Central Parkway here in beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, the admission is $10 for your general admission. I guess you in the door, sit wherever you want to sit, except in the VIP. Courtside, that's reserved for the VIP. That's $20, and it also includes free concessions. So kids 12 and under get in free when accompanied by an adult. You can purchase your tickets at ohio-kingsticketbud.com or at the door. Free haircuts for the kids. Mayor-elect Avtab Pureval will toss up the ceremonial jump ball. And masks are required. They are required for this event. Also, our friends over at Renew Community Church are going to be back at it again this Sunday. You know, they do a live stream that you can tap into on Facebook and YouTube. Every 60 seconds in 2022, rewire and rewrite your mind, have fun, and be happy. Part 3 this Sunday at 11:45 a.m. If you want to tap in, you can do so on Facebook at Cincy Renew. That's C-I-N-C-I Renew. Again, C-I-N-C-I Renew on Facebook. And on YouTube, Renew Community Church live stream, of course, hosted by Charlie Winburn, who from time to time is in the chop shop. Good morning to you, Charlie. Good morning to you. Rewire and rewrite your mind, have fun, and be happy. Speaking of being happy, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Nobody can make you happy or steal your happy. Happy is in your mentality. It's your frame of mind. It's the way that you interact with the world. It's a choice. It's a choice. Happiness is a journey. It is not a destination. Happiness is a journey. So get on that happiness journey and look at that. Doesn't that look so peaceful right there? I can sit and look at this all day. That looks so peaceful to have your own little island. You got some shade too with the palm trees or whatever the kind of trees there are right there. You know what I'm saying? And you got all the seafood that you can catch. Your own little island. Good morning to you. Happiness is not something ready-made. No man is going to make a woman happy if you're not already happy. No man can make a woman happy if she's not. I think I just said that. No woman can make a man happy if that man is not already happy. Happiness is something you should bring to the table, and everything else is just extra gravy. It's like an extra plate during Thanksgiving. Maybe not, but you know what the point I'm trying to make. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. 513-873-7134 is my number. Let me see here. I see. There it is. See that picture up there on the top shelf? That's a picture of my mother that my wife made for me. It's got my mother's picture on there when she was younger. Oh, my mother was so beautiful. So beautiful. Inside and out. Beautiful black woman. Good morning to you. Hope that you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. I'll say it again. Good morning. Now, on today's show, Humans Worse Than COVID, December 2021 edition, there are several examples of humans acting a damn fool. Acting a damn fool. And we must discuss this morning. There are some humans out there that if I had the choice between keeping their company and keeping the company of the coronavirus, I would choose the coronavirus any day. Because quite frankly, there are some humans that are worse than COVID. In fact, most humans are worse than COVID. Humans, COVID. I think I'll do COVID. Good morning to you. Good morning. We got to talk about it, man. Oh, my God. Here we go. These cases, these police shootings is just crazy. Now, yesterday we talked about the Black Godfather, Clarence Avant. He's the godfather of music on some levels, right? A hidden figure in the world of music, and in particular, Black music. And he's got a Netflix series, or should I say there's a Netflix documentary all about him. And yesterday, it was reported that his wife, Jacqueline Avant, was shot dead in her Beverly Hills home after a home invasion. So on the surface, what we know right now, somebody tried to break in, things went wrong. She ended up getting shot and killed. 81 years old. Well, it's been reported this morning that the police have apprehended a suspect. And the chief of police over there in Beverly Hills says that it may not have been a random attack. I wonder again if because of that documentary, it put him on the map. And people was like, or some people was like, you know what? This might be an easy lick right here. The police do not believe that the fatal shooting that left Jacqueline of Avant dead was a random attack. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that the people who broke into their home knew who they were and that's why they broke into the home? Or is there something more to this story? We'll find out. I'll keep my eyes on this. 513-873-7134. Not good news, man. Damn, you gonna rob something? You gonna break into somebody else's house and take their stuff and shoot and kill them in their house? Damn you. Damn, where is the damn love? Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Again, 513-873-7134. Ron P. writes, they caught that fool. Yes, they did, Ron. Yes, they did. And I'm glad they did. Come on, man. Just take the little trinkets and run. God damn it. Excuse my language. Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery. Where is the damn love? It's like everybody just does whatever these days, man. We are living in the last days. We truly are. Omicron. You're going to hear more and more about Omicron. That's the new scary coronavirus variant. I gave you my thoughts this week that I just don't believe that human beings are set up at these days and times to really deal with something like COVID, because it means that we have to sacrifice. It means that we have to be disciplined. And discipline and sacrifice are two things that you don't really hear a lot about these days. Those things are out of the discipline. What you mean? I want what I want when I want it, no matter what it is. Discipline is a lost art. I'll say it again. Discipline is self-discipline is a lost art. We live in the days where whatever you feel, you want. Whatever desire you have, you act on it. Don't matter what happens or who gets hurt or what the ramifications are. This is what I want when I want it. I want to feel this. It's what it is, the world we live in. It's quite sad. We only got about a little bit more time left before the earth is over. The earth is going to evict humankind. Watch. That's what's happening right now with climate change. Climate change is nothing more than Mother Earth's way of evicting humans. That's it. That's what climate change is. The next time you hear climate change, just know that Mother Earth is trying to evict humans off the surface. That's all that is. That's it. Get ready for it. Sick and tired of us. Sick and tired of us. I was out yesterday, man, and I live in the Coreyville area, so I was in the Clifton area, and people just run through lights like it's no big deal. Where are the damn police? They just run through lights like it's nothing. It's at a point now that in Cincinnati, if I'm sitting at a red light, when the light goes green, I don't even move. I don't move. Because you got to wait about 5 to 10 seconds to make sure that somebody's not going to come zooming through the damn intersection. It happens daily. It happens daily. And 9 times out of 10, when I see bad drivers, they've got tinted windows. They got tinted windows. People with tinted windows are the worst drivers ever because they feel like, because they can't make eye contact with other people, they feel like they're invincible. They don't have that social stigma that when you ever see somebody do something dumb and you come up to the side of them and you look at them and they're just trying so hard not to look to the side. You might have been on either side of that. You just kind of looking. I ain't gonna turn to the side because I don't want to make eye contact, right? Something about making eye contact when humans do Gilligan stuff. But people with them damn tinted windows, where are the police? I thought we had laws against this kind of stuff. People with these damn tinted windows, I'm telling you, they are arrogant, they obnoxious, and they are the worst drivers. Now, before you say, Nate, I've got tinted windows and I drive like a church bus driver or whatever the hell you might say, there's exceptions to every rule, okay? But the rule still stands. Your damn tinted window drivers are a menace. They are straight up menace. I thought we had laws against this kind of stuff on the books, man. Where is the racial profiling? Damn it. Somebody do their job. Somebody's going to get killed, I'm telling you. Somebody's going to get killed in the Coreyville, Clifton area. It's a nightmare. It is a nightmare, man. So that's the new rule when you're driving through Cincinnati. When you stop at a light, you got to give it at least 5 seconds, really up close to 10 seconds before you go through the intersection, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know. Anybody seen this before? It's the craziest thing. I never see anybody get pulled over. I never see anybody get pulled over for their shenanigans. That burns me up. The other thing that burns me up is when people are so selfish. These are humans worse than COVID. That they're trying to make a turn through the intersection, but the light doesn't favor them. So what do? They just drive into the middle of the intersection and block the flow of traffic for everybody else just because they were too lazy to wait until it was their damn turn. It happens every day, everywhere. It's happening right now. Every intersection in Cincinnati, somebody's doing that ish. I don't ever see the police pull somebody over for that. That is illegal. You can't just block traffic because you're too lazy to wait your turn. Happens every single day. Where is the racial profiling? Who do we have to call? Who do we have to call to deal with this ish, man? It's the most irritating things and it's dangerous. And so now you got the right of way. You can't even turn because there's 2-3 cars blocking you because they're selfish. And I say it all to say that that's just a little more small examples of how we as human beings are not ready for COVID. COVID's going to smash us. We have no hope because the coronavirus, all of them, they multiply and they stay on assignment. Human beings, you can't give no human beings no assignment if it's not something in for them. You give somebody an assignment like, hey, go do this and do this and do this. They're like, well, are you paying me? Right? We don't have a chance. We don't have a chance. Anthony writes, morning, Chop Shops. Good morning to you, Anthony. Good to see you. Good to see you. David writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you, David. Nakia writes, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. Tiffany writes, good morning. Good to see you. Daryl writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Cass writes, hey, Choppers and Nate, happy Friday. Same to you, Cass. Regina writes, good morning, good Friday morning, peace and blessings. Good to see you. Sandra Jones, hey, Sandra, I got to call you. As a matter of fact, today I'll give you a call. She writes, morning, Friday flow, get connected, Hamilton County budget, city council, community council, Black Love Matter. I'm here for all of that. Good morning to you. Anthony writes, like and share fam. Gladys writes, good morning, Nathan Choppers. Enjoy your weekend. Deshona writes, good morning, Nathan and all. Checking in from Fairfield Post Office. Have a wonderful day. Well, same to you, Deshona. And thank you for getting that mail. That's so, man, listen. Nothing like when you waiting for something in the mail and it finally comes. Nothing like it, especially when it's a check. It's nothing like it. Maxine writes, great grand risings to the righteous seekers. Love that. Nat writes, TGIF Choppers. Good morning to you, Nat. Eloise is in the house. She writes, good morning. Happy Friday. Ron P's in the house. Joe's in the house. Good to see you both. Sean's in the house. Ron's in the house. Kelly writes, good morning. She's on YouTube. Crystal writes, TGIF, good morning. Triller, the #1 app in the world. Really? Triller's the #1 app in the world? See, where you see that at? I like what they're doing with Triller, though. I do. I think it's very, very smart. Very smart. Shout out to Alicia Reese. Oh, absolutely. I'd love to get Alicia on the show this morning as well. Hold on one second. Let me see. All right. We may get a chance to see if we can get Alicia Reese because she actually called me earlier, but I wasn't on the air yet. And perhaps we can get her on. I know that she has a new proposal that I think will interest a lot of people. Put it that way. Nat writes, Busy Bone was always a little off. Okay, let me play this for you real quick. There is extreme language in this, so I just want to tell your children they might want to step away just a little bit. There's extreme language, or you might want to turn it down. There's extreme language in this, okay? I don't want to get nobody fired or anything like that. Hold on. I don't want to get anybody fired or anything like that. I don't want your kids to be like learning new words, and then you blaming me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that to happen. So give me 1 second here, and we can see if we can play this for you. It's only about 90 seconds. It's not too long. Busy got into his feelings. It's like, dude, it's verses. You know what I'm saying? Is this the kind of stuff that be on the streets, right? In the real world, so to speak, while people be getting caught up in the game and shot, mofos with sensitivities? I just thought that he was super sensitive on this. That's what I thought. Hold on 1 second here. I'll play this for you. Yeah.
You ugly motherfuckers ain't finna be mocking me while I'm on motherfucking stage. Like straight the fuck up.
Nigga, suck my dick.
And gangsta boo.
Suck my dick. What the fuck?
You a hater, Busy Bone. You a hater. You mustn't take no pills. You weirdo ass nigga. Fuck wrong with you, bitch ass nigga. Busy Bone a hater. Sissy ass nigga, what the fuck wrong with you?
Why y'all do this shit, man?
I didn't know they were losing. Hey, Busy Ball gonna ruin y'all career. Y'all better without him. Fuck him. He ain't take his.
I got so in my heart. Juicy J, I know y'all about to rock the fuck out again. But for real, y'all, we can't let the devil get into details. These niggas dope, we dope, we finna give y'all the show. Go ahead and take a swing at it, nigga. All right, nigga. Let's do it. Y'all ready?
So they came back afterward.
All my players out there riding, spinners. I don't care what.
Oh, so that was good. So at the end, they made up and everybody was cool. And Busy was a little, you're right, Nat. Busy has always been a little bit off. He got into his feelings and somebody said he didn't take his medicine. Maybe he didn't take his medicine, or maybe he did take his medicine. I don't know. Either he didn't or he did take his medicine. It had an effect on him either way. But at the end of it, the brothers made up. You can see it right there. I know there was extreme language, but I did warn you. Look at that. They made up. And
I want to apologize to everybody the fuck out there on both sides. I'm not trying to fuck this shit up. Pardon me. Let's keep the party motherfucking going.
he said, I'm not trying to mess. You know, it'd be like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like that. He said, I ain't trying to mess this up, man. I think it's going to be great, because drama, a little bit of a scuffle, that's going to make people want to hit that button more and see what happened. I want to see the fight. And then he made up at the end, so it ended well. So as Drop says, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And it finished well. So I would suspect they'll probably do bigger numbers than they would have, because even people who weren't interested are going to tap in and be like, I want to see the fight. It is what it is. And again, when you get men involved, men, that's what men do. Y'all know we always that's just how some men are. We're going to have to fight some things out. We're going to argue. We're gonna do the whole lion routine. We're going to roar, and growl. We're going to do all of that. That's just men. You know what I'm saying? And then you got a little scuffle. That's just a little bit of a workout. You know what I'm saying? Nothing more than that. That's it. Nothing more than that. No big deal. Nothing to see here. Brandy writes, good morning. Let me see. Queen writes, some things I don't like going virtual, period. Tracy writes, Nathan, I finished True Story. The series was crazy. Wasn't it, though? I told you. I did a great job. You know, what I'm noticing is that I'm good at doing reviews. I might start doing I might do like a review channel or something on YouTube. I like doing reviews. I'm good at it. I know how to set it up just right without spoiling it. I told you it was interesting. I told you it was worth your time. True Story, Kevin Hart is worth your time. Now, who do you think was the better actor in that, Tracy? Do you think it was Kevin Hart or Wesley Snipes? For me, it was Wesley Snipes. I think Wesley, he did his thing. He was a very believable character in that series. And Kevin Hart doing something a little different. Props to him. Steve writes, good morning, everyone. Hey, good to see you, Steve. Roy writes, good morning, everyone. Jacqueline writes, good morning. Sean writes, happiness is found within and maintained by mental wellness. Correctamundo. Jeffrey writes, blessed. Tanika writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Happy Friday. 76 degrees today. That's right. She's down south right now. Florida, is that where you are, Tanika? 76 degrees. I'm mad at you. Hold on, let me see the weather for Cincinnati real quick. Let's see weather. 39 degrees currently. Looks like we might get to a high of 60. So we get into the 60s. Queen Maxine writes, I'd love to have my very own island where it constantly have lightning and rainstorms. Love, love, love to own an island. I mean, you got enough of this, you can buy it. But you can do that mentally too, right? Brandy writes, greetings, happy Friday. Crystal writes, their daughter is married to the Netflix CEO. You talking about the Black Godfather? Really? Damn. Gladys writes, murder shot himself in the leg with the gun he used. Jeffrey writes, just ghetto as can be. Linda writes, good morning, Nate. Good morning to you. Sandra writes, horrible. Wow, horrible. Old lives matter. Old lives matter. Queen Maxine writes, demons are definitely walking amongst us. There isn't any love in the demon possessed. Nat writes, sounds like an inside job. I hear it was a gated community. Yo writes, good morning, everyone. Happy early Who Day. We got this, family. Oh, we doing happy early Who Days? Who do the Bengals even face next? Who's their next opponent? Is it the Chargers? It's the Chargers. That should be interesting. So the Bengals got the Chargers at home. They got the 49ers at home. They travel for Denver and the Broncos. They got the Ravens at home. They got the Chiefs at home. And then they travel up to Cleveland on January. I don't know, man. It would be dope to travel to Cleveland to go to the game up there at the Cleveland Stadium with Bengal Nalia on. That'd be dope. So that's a real, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 of your last 6 games are going to be at home. I mean, the Bengals could definitely make the playoffs. Should be fun. Anthony writes, music industry is dirty today and was dirty when he got in it. Never know what someone has done in their music career. Crystal writes, morning. Linda writes, shout out to Winton Woods Warriors for winning WD2 championship games last night. Is that right? Okay. Clarence writes, morning choppers. Eloise writes, you are so right. Crystal writes, and no insurance. Yo writes, chill out, bro. You tripping again. Anthony writes, my son got T-boned by a guy coming off a side street out to Harrison. Man, it's crazy out. I'm telling you, the streets of Cincinnati have never been more dangerous. And I'm not talking about gun violence. I'm talking about vehicular problems, automobiles. I want to see the CPD crack down on people with tinted windows. If they got to racially profile. Do whatever you got to do. It's a damn menace. Your rights, you and that tinted windows theory is BS. Is it? Is it really? Yo, before you tell me I'm wrong, let's do this scientifically. Before you tell me I'm wrong, let's do this scientifically. Okay? Give it a week. If you work or you travel in the city of Cincinnati, just give it a week. Just give it a week, okay? And then pay attention to the people as you're driving, and everybody has these moments. I don't care when you drive, where you drive. You're going to have these moments where people are going to do Gilligan stuff. Either they're going to try to cut you off or run a light, or you got to blow your horn or whatever. Just do a mental chart of these individuals, and I guarantee you that these people out here that you got to honk your horn on with, or you get frustrated with because they're breaking the laws or they're doing something dangerous, I guarantee you that the majority of them have tinted windows. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I told you, I figured this is psychological. They feel like because they can't make eye contact, I'm invisible. You can't see me. You can't see me. And don't let a woman have a car with tinted windows. Oh, dear Lord. Dear Lord. A woman plus tinted windows equals a problem. I'm telling you. It's just something about women, and they get behind the wheel and it's got tinted windows and nobody can see them. It's like the Amazon and them comes out. You know what I'm saying? It's like they can do whatever they want to do. Now, that may seem very sexist, but that's just an observation. It's just an observation. There are exceptions to every rule. I'm sure there's plenty of women out there, or some, probably not plenty, and some women that's driving around with tinted windows and they're good drivers. But the vast majority of the worst drivers in Cincinnati have tinted windows. That's really what I want to say. Don't hit me with the sexism, because it's not sexism if it's true. It's just an observation. Clarence writes, I hate these drivers with these tinted windows. They be on the phone, and just like they said, they feel like it's just them on the damn road. Speed up. Told you. Thank you, Clarence. Thank you. I ain't just saying this just today. This has been a years and years and years long project. Okay, I put time into this theory. And this is true for the city of Cincinnati. Now, it may not be true somewhere else, but in Cincinnati, this is 100% true. It just happened to me a few days ago. I swear to God, that somebody just ran straight through the light on William Howard Taft. I'm at the corner of William Howard Taft and Highland Avenue. I'm right at that intersection, right? I'm traveling in the direction of UC Hospital. I've got the light. I waited a good 3-4 seconds. Zoom, this dude or somebody with tinted windows went straight through the light like it was nothing. No slowdown. It was nothing to him. I'm like, where are the police? Where are you? Nat writes, every person who ever hit my car had no tint, LOL. Okay. Ashley writes, I'm loving the title of this show today. Hey, what's up, Ashley? That's right. Humans worse than COVID. It's a damn shame. Ron writes, that's why all these private companies sending rocket ships up to space. Mars is going to be the new Earth, right? Because the Earth is going to evict human beings really soon. The Earth is sick of human beings polluting, raising the temperature. You know what I'm saying? Talking slick and greasy about how they running things. And you so magnificent. Mother Earth is sick to death of us. Sick to death. Queen Maxine writes, I look both ways. That's not enough, Queen Maxine. In the days that we live in, the last days of common sense, where humans are worse than COVID, even when you have the light, you got to wait 5 to 10 seconds just so you don't get T-boned by somebody who don't care. They just don't care. DeAndre writes, I look both ways after the light turns green before I proceed. Look both ways and wait 5 to 10 seconds, man. Daryl writes, making eye contact nowadays will get you shot a road rage situation. Really? I can't. I'm looking at you right in your eyes. If you get mad because I look at you in your eyes, then I don't know what to say. I guess I'm doomed, I guess. Crystal writes, you're right, Nate. I waited a few seconds as well. I got hit like that in Covington. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Clarence writes, Reading Road and Martin Luther King is a mess. At 5 cars be turning and blocking the intersection. So that's what I'm talking about. Where are the police, man? Leave them dope dealers alone. Get these ignorant ass drivers. That's where I need you to do. Keep these streets safe. Because we got some of the most ignorant drivers in all of the world here in the city of Cincinnati. They just do whatever they want to do. They do whatever they want to do. People be drag racing, going through lights, whatever they want to do. And then if they hit somebody and kill them, you know what they're going to say? Sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't realize how fast I was going. I drank too much. Oh, Lordy Lord. I don't want to hear none of that. Nobody wants to hear that. You looking like Junior, huh? Okay. Or Junior looks like his dad. Anthony writes, right, by the time the intersection clears, your light turns red again, right, and you're stuck because somebody else is doing something illegal because they want to make the turn and get through the light because they can't wait, even though it's their turn to wait. Like I said, with humans like this, there's no way in the world that we're going to beat Omicron. There's no way. We have no defense against something like that. None whatsoever. That's why the Russians and their cyber attacks going back to 2016 were so effective because, you know, Americans are so disorganized. We are so, fractured. And don't even talk about politics. Like, you know, you could take something that is so simple, like, you know, how to deal with COVID, add politics to that, and you don't even know what the hell you're supposed to do after that. If you want to take over America, you don't do it with bombs. You just do it with disinformation. You use our own issues against us. You use our racial animus and our racial history against us. You use sexism against us. You use our own greed against us. And it will take care of Americans faster than anything else. Like, if there are aliens out there, they don't have to come out with no super, fancy or futuristic tech. They don't have to do none of that. All they got to do is just study us and use our own issues against us, and we will take ourselves out. I mean, look at what happened in January 6th. I mean, look, we got kids killing kids in classrooms. You know what I'm saying? The aliens, the North Koreans, the Atlanteans, whoever the hell is out there in our imagination that wants to get us, all they got to do is just figure out us, our psyche, which is very easy. All you got to do is go on the internet, go on Facebook. You'll figure out the whole issues that we have with one another, and then use our own issues against us. That's it. That's it. I seen this movie called War of the Worlds, right? Where the aliens showed up and they had all this tech and they was killing people and their tech was sold. We don't have to do that. They don't have to do none of that. All they got to do is whip up the white folks. That's all they got to do. All they got to do is make white people afraid, and that'll be the end of that. All they got to do is, use our own history of racial animus against us. We'll take care of the rest. That's all they got to do. All they got to do is whip up some issue around abortion or some other hot topic, and a significant portion of the community will take itself out. That's it. That's it. We can't agree on nothing anymore. We can't even agree on wearing a mask. I ain't wearing no damn mask. You look like a damn fool with your mask on, right? That's it. We are so easy. Let me see. Crystal Powell is in the house. She writes, good morning. Happy Friday. Hey, good to see you, Crystal. Thank you so much for being here. Listen, you guys could be anywhere in the World Wide Web, right? Anywhere. I mean, these days with YouTube, you could be anywhere. Thank you for being here and checking out these flows this morning. I appreciate you. And since you're here, go ahead and hit us with a share. Let the world know what you're viewing every single morning. All right. Let the world know. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, man, it's been a crazy week, man. It's been a real crazy week. But let me get into these things here. So let me start with the state of Ohio. There is a murder. Remember the case of Casey Goodson Jr.? Does that name ring a bell? Casey Goodson Jr. Remember him? An Ohio sheriff deputy who fatally shot Casey Goodson Jr. in the back 5 times was charged yesterday with murder. And the homicide, the killing of Casey Goodson Jr. led to racial injustice protest in Columbus. Remember this? So apparently they were finishing a search for a fugitive as a part of some work that the U.S. Marshal Services were doing. They were looking for a fugitive, and they thought that it was Casey Goodson. Remember him? Relatives say that he was opening the door to his grandmother's house when he got shot in the back. Apparently, police say that a gun was recovered from the scene, but that was it. The family said that he had a concealed and carry permit. It's so interesting that the laws apply to everybody, but not everybody has protection from the laws, in the sense that Ohio is an open carry state. Like in Ohio, you can put a weapon on your and carry it openly as long as people can see it. But it seems like in some instances when police are involved, they forget that. And it's like, just because you have a weapon, you automatically are assumed to be a threat, right? So I remember the case of the brother over in Beaver Creek Walmart. And it's like the police showed up because he had a weapon, but if he wanted to, and I don't know the rules of Walmart, maybe they've got a rule against this, but it's an open carry state. You can walk around with a weapon on your hip. I've seen dudes walking around with weapons on their hips, black and white. Black and white. And it's a little bit, it gets your attention. It definitely gets your attention. Because what you realize is this person can pull that weapon out and shoot you, and you ain't got what you going to do about it. And sure, they might be dealt with, but you'll be done. You know what I'm saying? So Casey Goodson Jr. was opening the door to his grandmother's house. He got shot 5 times in the back. His family says he had a sandwich in his hand. The police said they thought it was a weapon. Remember this case? Got shot 5 times in the back. And now that that officer has been charged. Let me see if I can find an image of Casey Goodson Jr. because that might jog your memory. His image was everywhere after this happened. It was a lot of outrage, and people were looking at the Columbus Police Department like, well, what the hell is going on with you? What's really going on? Let me see if I can put this up for you real quick, just so we have a reference point. Give me a second. Give me a second. That way you have a reference point for the conversation as we continue this morning. This is Casey Goodson Jr. Remember him? And like I said, he got shot 5 times in the back by police because they thought that his sandwich was a weapon. You know what I'm saying? They thought that the sandwich was a weapon, but it was just a sandwich. And so now the family is trying to get justice. I'm sure there'll be civil lawsuits the whole 9 yards, but that's some sad ish. I mean, you at your grandmama's house. I mean, just think about how traumatizing that would be for the whole family. Like, could you even live in that house anymore? I wouldn't even, something like that happened with my family. I wouldn't even want to live in that house anymore. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even want to be there anymore. Let me put that up to the side just for a second because we got a call coming in, and I think this could be some good information from the community. Let's go straight to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nathan. It's Alicia Reese. How are you?
Hey, Alicia. Good morning to you. I'm doing
Good
well. Welcome.
morning. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I just was checking in with everyone to update them. I know they may have heard a lot about the property tax rebate issue that was passed yesterday. And just to let people know, I try to keep as many people informed as possible because one of my goals is to try to open up and allow you to understand how this county government is working, as I'm also learning a lot while I'm down there. We are in the budget process down at the county, and we have to get the budget passed, I believe, by December 16th, or I don't know if we have to, but that is the goal that we're trying to achieve. And so this process has been very interesting because as I've been vice chair of the budget committee at the city, and I've been on the budget committee at the state, this is a lot different, even though the state has thousands of pages. They don't have necessarily line items, but it's done in buckets. And then if you want more information, then you've got to ask the right questions. And I have not had a orientation, but these are some quick deadlines. So on November I believe 18th, we were presented with the property tax rollback. We have to set that rate if we're going to roll back anything by December 2nd, which I had just found out. So you have a budget that's due December 16th that we're trying to comb through, understand, get line items, understand how it works. And then on top of that, boom, you got this property tax rollback that you got to look at. So the administration had recommended 10%. And this was in 1996 when the voters voted on the stadiums. There were promises that were made, promises of a 30% tax rebate for homeowners. And there were promises about, of course, what you're going to do with the stadiums. And then there's promises with the schools. And so when you look at the three for the promises, the one group that seems to be subjective is the homeowners. Everything else, they say, hey, it's in writing. We've got to do it. But when it comes to the homeowners, we're like, well, we might not have it. We do have it. Well, this year, what I found out is that every year we have to vote on that rate. So that's you can look at it on a year by year basis. And this year, the administration reported that we had projected sales taxes to be revenues to be one rate, but it ended up being 8% more than we had projected. So we've got $91 million. We also have a reserve, and reserves, they don't like it to go below 16%. We're now at 19%. So our reserve is up. our sales tax is up. And so with all of that being up, and we've got a pandemic and the people's revenues are down, the homeowners revenue is down, why wouldn't we give the full 30%? And so I started looking at that because I wanted 30% from the beginning. And we started working, and we were working over the Thanksgiving break because, again, I don't have much time. We have to get it done. And so introduced a resolution. I said, listen, I'm going with it. If I got to go by myself, it's the right thing to do. Revenues are up. Reserve is up. We won't have to cut anything. Let's give the homeowners a break. And so I've been looking to give homeowners a break since May. We do have a rental assistance program that many people have applied through the 513 relief bus. But for homeowners, we didn't have anything. And we finally got $5 million now for homeowners to help them with their utilities and to help them with their mortgages. But again, we got this percentage, and 10% I just thought was a slap in the face when we have these revenues. So with that, I'm happy that we were able to unanimously vote yesterday. Yesterday was the deadline to have 30% for homeowners, which is what was promised. So again, we look at it on a case by case. So if you say, well, we got to look out 11 years. First of all, we only elected for 4-year terms. And, again, projections and actual receipts is two different things. I'm talking about we actually going to have $91 million. We're actually going to be up in our reserves. So we can do it this year. Next year, we're going to look at what's available. But next year might be up. They thought this year was going to be down. So, again, it's those kind of things that it happens at the county. And we're seeing it even with the budget. We came with the budget. I said, can I get the organizational chart? They said, do you want that? I said, yeah. And I want to know the salaries. And I want to know, don't give me just the buckets. What's in the bucket? Who's getting the contracts? What are the contracts? How much is the contracts? What's the staffing levels? All of those different things. And so we've been combing through this budget, and that is our next step. And there's a lot of other stuff. They give you stuff that give you 72 hours on big issues. I'm not talking about small issues, on big issues where you have not much time. I even asked them to look at the Warren County model because they had come out with a model for a 1-year tax break for property owners. And I saw it. They gave me our proposal, the 10% proposal. They gave it to us, I think, on November 18th. I asked on November 22nd, and they told me I'm too late. So these are the kind of things, but we're gonna keep fighting. We're gonna keep shaking this thing up. And as I told the administration, don't keep telling me we've been doing this like this for 30 years or 20 years or whatever. It's a new day. It's a new way. And if it's not in the law, I don't want to accept that that's the only way we can do it. So yesterday was a huge victory for the promise that was made to homeowners. And I believe, I think we've only done it, I think, twice, and we haven't done it in, I think, 10 years. So that was a big win. And so I just wanted to keep people updated on that. Yeah, so it's a rebate on your taxes that will be due next year in March. Now your taxes are going to go up because remember, you just had those assessments. That's the other reason I wanted to do it. So there'll be a 30% off of that bill. And what usually happens is just taken off. And I'm going to try to get them to be able to at least send you a letter to let you know that you got 30%. So that's my next step, is working on that. So you'll know when it happens, and you can make sure and look at your bill. Some people's are in escrows because it's with their mortgages, but we want to send you something so that you know it actually happened. But it did happen. You can start, asking your whoever does your your finances or whatever. You can start looking at that, but it'll be going into effect March. So it'll be for this year's taxes that will be due in March, and it will be again, it'll be the 30% rebate over what that total number is. In addition to that, if you're a homeowner and you have been affected of any way by COVID between March of last year and now, you can also apply for mortgage assistance. And we've got about $5 million. And that's something I have been working really hard for. And I don't think it's been promoted as much. It didn't come into effect to the end of October. So you can apply for mortgage assistance. You can apply for utility assistance, meaning your gas and electric and your water. And you could do that online at 513relief.org. You could do that online, or you could do it at one of the locations for the 513 Relief bus stops that we have. So you can get those stops also on 513relief.org. It'll tell you where they're going to be. But I do know we're going to be at Holibrations, at Miss Kathy's event in Bond Hill, across from Sugar and Spice, on the 11th. So if you're going by there, they'll have people there as well. But you can apply for those services. So those are some of the updates that the other thing is, at the end of the year, we have to close the books. So the auditor is the one that writes the check. So once you get in the system, you're approved, and we have to invoice to the auditor's office, and the auditor sends the checks to your landlord or to your mortgage company or to the gas and electric or the water company. They were getting ready to stop writing checks at the beginning of this month all the way to January 10th. I said, oh no. So I did contact the auditor's office because that's what they told me. So I contacted the auditor himself. He says, oh, no, we got to work this out. So we're not going to be off for that long a time. So, but the reality to everything is, if you need something, you need to try to get it in as quickly as possible, because we do have to close the books for the end of the year. It doesn't mean that checks won't be written in January. It's just that toward the end of the year, I think it's the cutoff is December 14th. They have to shut down the books and send it to the state auditor. So I just wanted to let people know that. So don't wait to the last minute. If you can, go on that 513relief.org, or find out where the bus is, or either you can apply online and try to get your application in as quickly as possible.
All right. Well, Alicia, thank you so much for your work and tapping into the show and letting us know what's going on. I really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me on. And as we get to the budget, if some things come up, I'll try to come back on so people know about the budget, because we'll be passing that on December, I think, 16th. So just want to have people to know that that is coming. And the last thing, I say this before I go: if you are traveling at the airport, we have the Black Music Walk of Fame for the first time, I think, in the airport's history, in an exhibit that is at the airport. It's at baggage claim. It's right by, you can't miss it. It's at baggage claim as you go into the new area. If you're going to rent a car, you got to go past here. If you are getting on the long-term parking bus, you got to go past here. You can't miss us at the baggage claim area. Go by there, take pictures. The stars are there, and they're going to stay there until next year when they come back over to go into the ground for the new Black Music Walk of Fame interactive park. So it's a huge deal. If you go over there, take a picture, post it. Already the airport says so many people are coming there. We got it up for the busiest travel season, and people are taking pictures with it. And Bootsy Collins and Otis Williams and Dr. Charles Fould's sister were all there to unveil it, and it's just a huge deal. So if you get a chance, or people traveling or coming here, your family members, tell them stop by baggage claim and visit the Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame exhibit at the airport.
Will do. Alicia, have a great day. Thank you for your time.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yep. Most definitely. That's Alicia Reese, everybody. Appreciate her calling into the show and giving us an update. Appreciate it. We need that. We want to be relevant. Most definitely. So 30% rebate sounds good to me. I like the way that sounds. I will take it. What do you think? 513-873-7134. Brent Rice, didn't nobody come to see you, Otis? Sean Rice, I hope that the Bengals can get through the first round of the playoffs. Can we make the playoffs first? I mean, whatever it is, it's going to be. Like I said, I see different energy from the Bengals. I see completely different energy from the Bengals. So let's see what happens. If they make it, number one, they got to make the playoffs. And then number two, we'll see what happens. If the Bengals are able to have a home playoff game, that'll be big. For some of those downtown establishments, that'll be big. That'll be big. So, like I said, I'm completely unattached. I severed the umbilical cord a long time ago with the Bengals, and I don't think it'll ever get back like that. But for all my friends and family that's heavily invested, and for the sake of just having something interesting to watch on a Sunday, I'm with the business. I'm with the business. Let's do it. So let's see what happens. But if they lose, I'm not going to get all of my feelings. And if they win, I'm not going to get all of my feelings. Either way, it's just something to watch, some entertainment. Nothing more than that. We got John from Princeton coming up. But before we do that, I want to remind you, coming up this Sunday, part 3 of the Every 60 Seconds in 2022 series, brought to you by our friends over at Renew Community Church. Rewire and rewrite your mind, have fun, and be happy. And this is a live stream event that you can tap into on Sunday at 11:45 a.m. Check out Edna with Straight Talk Live at 10 a.m. right here on Facebook. And then check out what they're doing at Renew Community Church at 11:45 a.m. On Facebook, you can tap in at Cincy Renew, CINCI Renew. As a matter of fact, if you head over right now and you subscribe to their feed, then whenever they go live, you'll get an instant notification. Make it easy. Or on YouTube at Renew Community Church live stream. And of course, it's going to be hosted by Charlie Winburn. Check it out. Love what they're doing. You might get something out of it. And again, if you don't like it, all you got to do is stop watching. That's it. It's so simple. It's so simple. You can tap in and tap out whenever you decide you want to. But you know what? I think that no matter what your age is, we should always be learning. And we should always be open and receptive to what other folks might be able to bring to our life in terms of education or inspiration. So if that sounds like something that you might be into, tap in on Sunday at 11:45 a.m. on Facebook at Cincy Renew or on YouTube at Renew Community Church live stream. You can check it out right there. Also, if you're looking for something to do over the weekend, like what we going to do this weekend, babe? What we going to do for fun? I may have a suggestion for you. The Ohio Kings are kicking off their brand new season, and their first game is tomorrow at 6 p.m. It's the Ohio Kings versus the Cincinnati Movement. They play their home games at Cincinnati State Technical and Community College. That's at 3520 Central Parkway here in beautiful Cincinnati. Now, general admission is $10. Courtside VIP is $20. Now, what do you get with VIP? Well, number one, you get courtside. And number two, you get access to concessions for free. Kids 12 and under get in free when accompanied by an adult. They'll also have free haircuts, so you can get a free haircut or a free lineup, for your child. You can purchase tickets at ohio-kings.ticketbud.com, and masks are required. So this could be some fun for you tomorrow. Looking for something to do, maybe you want to do something a little different. You can tap in and check it out. I've gone to a game before with the whole family. We had a good time. It was a lot of fun. And it's also locally Black owned, not nationally Black owned. The Kings are locally Black owned. So, yet another reason that you might want to tap in and support the Kings. Good morning to you. Now, let's go straight to the phones. We got John from Princeton, New Jersey on the line. I know he tried to call in earlier in the week. We didn't get him in. Hey, John, happy Friday to you, and good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Nathan Ivey and the good people of Cincinnati, as well as the good people around the world. And yes, those blasted choppers. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning.
Two or three quick stories to recap on the week, being though I couldn't get in. I tried my best. I know you had passionate callers trying to get in, but to recap on a couple of stories that caught my attention and stories that you were talking about. And number one, Trump. Now we know during that debate with Biden uh, last year, we saw now that Trump was tested for positive. And for him to come out there and shake Biden's hand and expose himself with the virus around people around him, it shows you how much of a devil that he is and how a snake that he is. He doesn't even really care. But I'm sure you probably talked about this, but this virus is serious and people think that it's not. They're smoking something that we don't know about. And now we know with this other virus that's out in Africa. Well, it's out all over the world. I wish they stopped pointing fingers at Africa, and it's all out all over Europe. So be cautious, be careful, people, as you travel, business, vacation, whatever you're doing. You better put a double mask on. This thing is serious. And if you haven't taken your shots or boosters, you're playing, you're rolling the deck with your life. You're rolling the deck of dice with your life and exposing your family and your kids. Be very careful. We'll end with that. And I'm sure, Nathan Ivey, you covered the Oxford High School 4. Now it's the number of people killed at that school are 4 now, and other people that are injured and people still in the hospital. I listened to you the other day talk about the shooting briefly, and you and some of your callers called in about it. I blame the Republicans and I blame the Democrats. They can do something about gun control. Now, let's be clear. I'm not asking to take people's guns away from them, but you got to control it. We've been talking about this, having debates. Republicans are not going to do anything, and the Democrats are kind of reluctant to touch the subject too. I've said many times, these gun shootings in these schools are going to continue, and it will continue until the people, forget the Republicans and the Democrats, the Supreme Court, they're not going to do anything, people. It's up to you, the people, that vote. We'll leave that alone. It's up to you, the people, to demand and march on Washington and tell the Republicans, Democrats, and the Supreme Court, either you cut it out or get the hell out. Get out. It's your house, people, your house, not their house. It behooves me how the people sit back and argue over so many things, and you control it. Now, Nathan Ivey, you can bring it up to me. Oh, well, you don't vote, you don't have nothing to say, or you can't say anything, and some of you choppers want to chime in and tell me what I can't do. And I often tell you many times, I can either cast my vote or not cast my vote. That's an individual choice. But I can scream louder than you when you're taking my taxpayers' dollars and funneling it all over the world, which is what Trump does, and Republicans and some of the Democrats to take the country down. I can scream louder than you if I feel you're screwing my money around and messing up. So don't sit here and tell me, shut up, you don't have nothing to say, you don't vote. You're wrong. We'll deal with that another day. So, these shootings.
It's not, can I say something, John? Because it's a Friday. It's not that people say you can't say anything. What I've always been curious about, John, is it's not that you can't say anything, because even if you don't vote, like you said, you're a taxpayer. So you got a right to voice your opinion. But it's just, I don't understand how you can understand so much about politics and you understand it's a numbers game, but then you won't participate in it. That's what gets me. I'm just baffled by that. But you got your own logic and you're your own man. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, because you'll say people ain't doing nothing, but we voting. We pay taxes and we vote, and some people go that extra yard and they get involved with campaigns, they get active. We are doing that, John, but you are not. You're just talking. I think that's where the frustration comes in.
Can I respond to
Absolutely.
your question?
Of
Can
course.
I respond to that?
Of course.
Okay. Come to short. If you look at 400 years of this country and saw how corrupt this country is, and even up till today, it's a pattern. You sit or we sit and vote. You can vote or not vote. I don't tell nobody to vote and not to vote. That's their individual choice. But when I see 400 years of pattern of how the Republicans, the Democrats, the Supreme Court, how they rig the election. Yes, they do rig the elections, people. They do dirty stuff behind the scene, both parties, Republicans and Democrats. They just hope they don't get caught. But when the people, it comes down to the people that sit back, vote for those candidates, be it whoever you want to put in there, Republican, it doesn't matter to me because they're all in bed together. It's, as you stated, it's a numbers game and they do what they want. But as long as the people don't demand and march on them, then they get away with the dirty stuff. And then you people sit back and complain when you put your candidate in there and they don't do what you want them to do for 4 years, then you complain. And I sit back and laugh. I'm like, well, you don't hold them accountable. Okay, you can say, well, we hold them accountable when we kick them out of office. No, that's not enough. You're supposed to know when you cast that vote, when you go before that candidate, be it him or her, you should be telling them, what are you going to do for the people? Don't give me lip service. I don't want to hear lip service. We heard lip service before.
You don't want to hear lip service. That is so ironic.
But Nathan, it comes down to the people, and they don't hold these candidates accountable.
John, can I ask another question?
Yes, go ahead.
How do you hold candidates accountable?
I use the power of the pen. I use the power of the pen, Nathan, and you know what that is.
What does that mean, the power of the pen?
You got the internet. I'm glad Facebook is out there. I use these sites that you can go after those corporations or go after those candidates that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Oh, my book is coming out next year. I'm gonna lay it out, and I hold them accountable.
You hold them accountable how? Like by posting stuff on websites and things like that?
You can post sharp. You can, like on Facebook, you can post sharp little messages, and you trust me. Okay, let's just say Wells Fargo. I have a problem with Wells Fargo. I got about 8 different accounts, and when I've approached them over 30 or 40 years, and I look at what they fund and what they don't fund. And most of the time when independent companies like Black companies approach them, oh, you got to go to our foundation website. That's horse crap. Yeah, you can go to it and they'll allow certain Black groups to slip in and get a little of the money. But 90% of the Black companies applying is not going to make the grade. They're going to get knocked down. They play games. Wells Fargo steals billions of dollars for 200, 300 years. I know the history on Wells Fargo. And they know reparation is coming. But, you've got to hold these companies accountable or hold individual candidates accountable. You think a Wells Fargo or some of these companies don't look at the internet and see they don't want no negative press coming out because it makes them look bad. Because once you get negative press, they know the money runs the other way. So you use the power of the pen, Nathan Ivey. That's what you have your radio station. That's why you have your blog. That's why you have your post on the internet to hold people accountable. They don't like it, but too bad. So I use the power of the pen. And let me end with this last story. And I know you probably touched base on the abortion rights. Once again, I've said many times, it's a woman's individual choice. What the hell, excuse my language, what the hell is the Supreme Court and states getting involved with this stuff? It's a waste of time. They love it. Let them fight among themselves. The Supreme Court is sitting, well, some of those characters on the Supreme Court. We know about Clarence Thomas and his foolishness. The Republicans, Trump stacked the deck on that Supreme Court before he left. He knew some of these issues was going to be coming down the line. But it comes down to one thing. Who cares about the Supreme Court? It comes down to an individual person, that woman. It's her choice to abort or keep the child. I'm not going to sit here and debate with her and say, "How dare you get rid of that?" No, it's her choice. Why are we sitting here arguing and fighting? We got other things. This country's in bad shape. This virus is not going away. And we're sitting here debating over this issue, and it's a woman's individual choice. And what did the Supreme Court do, Nathan Ivey? What they did is nothing. They left it the way it was. Oh, we're going to leave it up to the states. Really? You should have never got involved anyway. Are you kidding me? And do you know what the states are going to do? They're going to play the same dirty game. Going to force a woman in these southern states, going to force the issue. Oh, we're going to put control on those black people in the South. But they don't say nothing about the white people. It's a game. It's all a game. And the game is on us, the people in this country.
With that, John,
Any
I gotta make a
comments?
move,
Any
brother.
comments?
I appreciate your call.
I'm glad I'm able to chime in and get it on Friday, and I'll sit back and listen to those choppers. Have a nice day.
You too, brother. That's John from Florida, man. That man. Oh my gosh, that man. He said that's how he. Oh, that man right there. It's almost the top of the hour. That is a great time for me to take a natural break. We'll be right back. Just give me like 3 or 4 minutes to recharge after that call with John. What? And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is the Nathan Ivey Show.
I ran away from heartbreak. Got nothing in return for my pain. I never thought I'd be so empty, so alone and afraid. Wasn't looking for a lover. Nobody understood where I've been. I guess I thought I needed more time to protect my love from potential offense. So I then you and you, but I so you and I'm not surprised by what I found, 'cause I know I needed something different, and it had to be you. Out the blue, somebody who would listen, and it had to be you. Out of all the people to reply, my love couldn't be just anyone. My baby, it had to be you. I didn't seem to notice that you were checking for me. We were just friends. But we started building trust, and my fragile heart started to mend. Yeah. I should have paid attention. You would have been the obvious choice, but I needed time to see clearly, dig deep and cut through the noise. So I, then you, and you, but I, so you, and I'm not surprised by what I found, 'cause I know I needed something different, and it had to be you. Out the blue, somebody who would listen, and it had to be you. Out of all the people to revive my love, couldn't be just anyone. My baby, it had to be you. You.
All right, I'm back, everybody. Thank you for that time. Just a quick break. Let's get back into it. Want to remind you that coming up tomorrow is the first game of the Ohio Kings. The Ohio Kings versus the Cincinnati Movement. The game starts at 6 p.m. Now, you might be looking for something different to do on a weekend. I don't know about you. Like my wife and I have two children. One is 16, the other is 6. So what does that mean? That means we got a natural babysitter. And at 6 years of age, my son is old enough to explain himself and tell us what's happening. So we be stepping out, looking for some good things to do. We get a chance to act like grown folks, be adults. We taking it. Always looking for something different to do in the city of Cincinnati. Well, this is something different, especially if you like basketball. Check them out tomorrow over at Cincinnati State Technical and Community College, and that is located at 3520 Central Park Avenue. General admission tickets are $10. Courtside VIP, that's $20. Say VIP. Yeah, you know me. I like the VIP. And in VIP, you get access to free concessions. Kids 12 and under get in free when accompanied by an adult. And they'll also be doing free haircuts for kids as well. So you can get your son, you can get your child to line up. Go over there and get lined up, son. Save you some money. So check out the Ohio Kings. And they are locally Black owned, if that matters to you. Good morning to you. Let's go back to the phone, shall we? Let's go straight to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivey. It's Friday. I ain't got no job. Oh, that's right. I'm retired. You know who it is. What's up?
What's up, brother? Welcome.
Hey, I'm feeling good, Mr. Ivey. It's an honor to follow John from Princeton, also from Florida. And he made a whole lot of sense this morning, Mr. Ivey. Couldn't you tell in his voice? John was serious.
You serious about that?
Yeah, because when he made the point about how everybody be getting on him because he doesn't vote and he should shut up, and then he brought up the point about taxes.
Right.
That was the point that made me say, okay, John got him now. He got him because you can't argue with that. When it comes to your tax dollars, you don't have to vote to have a voice about how your tax dollars are spent.
Very true.
So I gave him a half a rack, not a full rack. I gave him a half a rack.
A half a rack. Okay.
So yeah. So Mr. Ivey, shall we continue with our weekly announcement of the average approval of the President Joseph R. Biden on the Real Clear Politics website?
Sure, brother. Let's get into it.
Okay, here we go. As of this morning, the average approval of all the polls, Joe Biden has an overall approval rating of 42.4. His approval on the economy is a dismal 37.6. His numbers on immigration are even worse at 28%. His approval on handling foreign policy, and oh, by the way, we haven't heard anything about what's happening in Afghanistan, that is 35.8%. His handling of the coronavirus holds steady at 47%. And the final one is the American people, on average, 63% feel that the country is headed in the wrong direction. And the number one issue for all Americans, Hispanics, Asians, African Americans, the number one issue is the economy. And here's the caveat, Mr. Ivey. This is the headline on CNN. Brace yourself, sir. Democrats officially have a retirement problem. As of today, 19 Democrats have announced that they are either retiring or not seeking re-election in the midterm election in 2022, opposed to only 11 Republicans who will not seek re-election or will retire. And the latest is a powerful Democrat from Oregon, Representative Peter DeFazio. He is the chair of a major committee, Mr. Ivey, and everyone says that his announcement, I think it was yesterday, tells everyone that the Democrats, President Biden, his administration, they have a serious problem with the direction that they're taking the American people. So hopefully, maybe it's a possibility that one of your favorite lady choppers, Miss Mays, will call in and tell me I'm full of doo-doo. But we all know that I fact check everything. And people who listen to your show are very, 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 very smart and intelligent and well-informed. And they will agree with everything that I've been saying, that the direction of this country is going the wrong way. And, oh, by the way, another caveat on immigration, the Biden administration must restart the Remain in Mexico policy from the Trump administration. And I think the court order says they must start it on Monday, but they claim there are going to be some changes. So they're prepared for the caravan that's coming up, Mr. Ivey, because they already know that if they let another surge that happened, like what happened in Del Rio, Texas, with the Haitians, it's going to be a huge number of Democrats that are going to start jumping the sinking ship that we call the presidency of CP Joe Biden. Oh, by the way, where's Kamala Harris? Okay, Mr. Ivey.
She's somewhere
again,
being vice president. You know what, man?
Again,
you don't really love this country because you want
Mr.
the country
Ivey
to do bad. You want
I
the
love the
Biden
country.
administration to do bad, even if it's at the expense of everyday, average, hardworking Americans, just so you can come back and say, and tout Trump. It's funny, you ain't say nothing about the fact that Trump
I didn't
had
mention
COVID.
Trump.
You ain't say nothing about the
only
fact that
people
Trump
like
had
Glenn.
COVID when he had that debate, that presidential debate
right.
against Joe Biden.
Why do you think
man
that story?
Was lying about COVID even when he knew he had COVID. You ain't
Okay,
say nothing
Mr.
about
Ivey.
that.
Okay, Mr. Ivey. You know how the media works. You know why that story came out. Where did that story come from? Do you know?
It came out. Yeah, I know where it came from. It was
Where?
one of the people that used to work. It was Trump's former chief of staff published a book called All Season Press. Right?
See, that's why I met you, Mr. Ivey, because you know how this shit works. It was an excerpt from the book that was leaked by a left-wing website. And you know it.
No, it wasn't a left-wing website when it first
Yes,
came
it
out.
was.
No, it wasn't.
It
wasn't. It was first, the memoir and the excerpt was first published on a conservative outlet called All Seasons Press. And then everybody else picked up on it. That's a big story. The
Who leaked
knew
the
he
excerpt?
had COVID during a debate,
Mr. Ivey.
lied about it. He shook everybody's hand. All those people that was working there, he exposed them to COVID and didn't say nothing about it. It just goes to say something about the man's mentality. But then you want to talk about
Mr. Ivey,
the real clear politics, man. It's just
okay, but Mr. Ivey, I get what you're saying, sir. But we all know how that story came out.
We know.
You got to look at, but you know the timing. When did the story break? What was happening
you're
at
burying
the time?
The timing of the story coming out don't matter. It's what the story is about. That's what matters.
No, but Mr. Ivey, that's why I call, and that's why sometimes I laugh when I say these things about the Democrat Party. It's because the media is not being as, how can I put it? They're not being as proactive with the Biden administration as they were with the Trump administration.
Yes, they are.
That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I've been doing,
but
Mr.
Biden
Ivey.
is giving them less to work with because Trump was a circus everywhere he went. So he gave the media more to work with than Biden is doing. Biden is more of a traditional kind of president. Trump was unorthodox. He would say crazy things. He would go off the script, and then he would get press about it. And then here's the other thing that you Republicans kill me about. Y'all want to bellyache about negative press. It was the press that put Donald Trump in the White House in the first place. You don't say nothing about that. I
don't have to. You know why I don't have to say anything?
Because of his antics during the Republican primary.
Right.
Okay,
but see,
so you
is
can't
the
have
press
it both ways? They helped him.
Okay.
And they helped him get in office.
No, see, But see, Mr. Ivey, you're not okay. Again, you know I don't call the show to make you look bad, but again, all the stories that have come out in the last 10 months about the corrupt media, the corrupt infrastructure in the FBI, in the Department of Justice. Yes, all these entities that had hangovers or holdovers from the Obama and Biden administration during Trump's when he was campaigning and when his first 4 years in the White House. So again, I don't want to rehash the Trump administration because that's what you do, Mr. Ivey. This is why I mess with you, because you are a worthy opponent when it comes to a caller like me. I know what you do, so I know your tactics, but I'm not going to expose your tactics because you are good at what you do. You are a professional.
My tactics, please do, but that's not what the issue is.
It's called deflecting. It's called deflecting.
It's not deflecting
from the issue.
At least
okay,
what my issue is with you, brother, is I just wish that more Black Republicans.
But why you keep wishing when you know it ain't gonna happen? See,
because
just like you did yesterday.
I'm optimistic.
Just like
that's
you
why.
did.
I'm optimistic that one day my brother will listen to what I'm trying to say to him. That's why.
Bro, you know,
I
made
with my brother. I'm
Mr. Ivey.
My biggest issue with Black Republicans such as yourself. Let me just tell you real quick.
It ain't that many of us.
It ain't that many of you, but y'all all sound the same. Is that I wish that
y'all
you would take all of those incredible observation and investigative skills and how you're gonna break things down and apply that to your own party. That would be far more useful.
Okay.
You run around talking about get off the Democrat plantation. It'd be far more useful if you use your access to the Republican Party to make it better for Black people. I would love to see you do that, brother.
But Mr. Ivey, again, I appreciate your concern about my political savvy and my political well-being. But I'm telling you, and you know it, I know how to play this game, okay? Because again, politics is not about the truth. It's about what you can get people to believe. So I'll be waiting for Glenn. I ain't heard from him. What's up with Glenn? Is he in rehab? What happened? Is he on the fat farm? Where's Glenn? Glenn from Mason, Politically Petty Punk. Oh, I'm sorry. For Politically Petty Podcast. Where you at, Glenn? South Score 52. Something science to anyone who wants to catch it. Go Bengals. Be safe in them streets. I'm out.
Appreciate the call. We'll go ahead and rack him. That man is infuriating. Oh, he is so infuriating. That man. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Nate? This is Daryl from Atlanta.
What up, Daryl?
What's going on, man? Drop, man. He's wearing me out with the gaslighting. Boy, I mean, he's gonna crack on Joe Biden, go down the laundry list, and then wait a minute. He's gonna talk about the media being biased. I mean, the media seems to me the media is being biased against Kamala Harris, the vice president. I mean, I ain't never seen vice president scrutinized as much as this one in my entire adult life. I mean, like, she makes a right turn, somebody resigns. Oh, it's falling apart. There's infighting, blah, 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 blah. I mean, in most administrations, people will only stay a year. They may stay less for various reasons. So that, I mean, there may be some messaging issues there, but I mean, he's making it more than it is. But I mean, he's a proud Republican, and as you said, you think he don't really love this country. He's a proud Republican. They won't support Build Back Better, but then they go home to their congressional districts and pull and basically do the switch and bait on their constituents and say, oh, look at all these, I just approved all this money, and knowing no Republicans supported any of those bills. So the facts aren't on your side, Drop. And I mean, he's comical at this point. I mean, there's no credibility in anything he says. He calls up every day talking about the average of the real clear politics poll. I mean, look, I'm a math major, or what was when I was in school. I already know polling is only good at the data from polling is a snapshot in time. What that means is what you measure today and how it polls today could be different 30 days from now. Yes, his poll numbers need some help, but if he gets that Build Back Better and he gets voting rights through, and when this goes to my main point for calling is, I think the most important thing the Democrats need to do is to get the filibuster removed. Because if they do that, then they'll get the Build Back Better plan. Then they'll get the John Lewis voting right HR 1, HR 4 done for voting rights. They'll get or they'll be able to do some other things that they need to do. And more importantly, with the women's issue, with Roe v. Wade, at this point, I mean, if I'm Joe Biden, I'm shooting for the moon. And if I got that filibuster lifted, I'm expanding the damn Supreme Court if I can do it under filibuster. They need to expand the court, because not only will it be abortion now, guess what's coming? Equal, same-sex marriage. And after that, they're going to start tapping into civil rights. I mean, we already see the fact pattern. We don't need to see anymore. So, Nate, that's all I have, brother. Take care. Have a nice weekend.
Have a nice weekend. That's Daryl from Atlanta. Appreciate you, Daryl. Let's go back to your chat here. Let me see here. Call has been on too long, right? Okay. Drop is lit up like a Christmas tree. Is he? He been up early this morning smoking. I ain't got no job. Cash writes, now, Nate, you know when Drop go to Klan rallies, Republican conventions, they cover his face like Clayton Bigsby. Sheila writes, Trump had a lot of staff leave during his term, more than I've ever heard of. Right. And now what happens is they're writing books. And so they all do the same thing with their books. You talking about, look at the timing. The timing is not the issue. It always happens the same way. A book is coming out. They'll put out some advanced excerpts to whet the appetite, to get people talking about it, to give the bloggers and like the different media sites something to post, and then they'll come out with the book. So basically, Trump's ex-chief of staff has a new book coming out, and in the book, he's got all of these damning revelations, right? And one of them is an admission. This is Mark Meadows. One of them was an admission that Trump had tested positive for COVID 3 days before the presidential debate against Joe Biden. He went in there and shook that man's hand and everything and had COVID the whole damn time, exposing potentially Joe Biden and everybody else that came in contact with him to COVID. But it just goes to show you the arrogance and the self-centeredness of Donald Trump. We already know he was a raging narcissist who only cared about himself. We know that. And that's the way he led his life. He had COVID. He didn't really care if anybody else got it. And that's the kind of president that he was. And here's the strange thing and the scary thing is that if Trump, even though Trump was a clown, if Trump would have came with a more logical approach to COVID, he would have beat Joe Biden. It was his COVID response that I think lost him the election, because he got a record number of votes in losing. It was his COVID response pushed people out to the polls. Just think about that. Because millions of Americans was ready for 4 more years of Trump. And maybe they were right. Maybe they were wrong. We'll have to wait and see. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Nathan.
Hey, Mace.
Oh, yeah, Nathan, have you ever looked up the conference call where you can get more than one line?
I have not yet, no.
Yeah, look up conferencecall.com, HD. Conferencecallhd.com.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, and then we can take care of Drop, see what he really knows, because a man is a terrible thing to waste. And I tell you, when he's wasting his mind, he want to get some polls from CNN. If he know what the questions was in the poll, first of all, no, he don't. Probably. He's just repeating what he heard someone else say, like Henny Penny. And I don't use words like what he would say that I would say he's full of. because I'm not a kid. That's what little bit of kids use words like that on a national radio show. Please, get yourself together, Drop. And then when you listen to Mitch McConnell, and Drop, don't be listening to him, do we? We're not voting for anything, as he didn't for Obama, and he won't do for Biden. He might pull a little trickery around for him to get something done. So when you hear people like Drop and his party, then don't want nothing party. That's what they should be called. Vote for nothing party. We don't vote for nothing, but we get part of what you when you pass something, we get part of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Drop. And where Kamala is, I guess she out doing the job that she was supposed to do whenever they give her one or whatever they give her to do. She's out doing it. And we're not worried about Kamala. We want you to worry about these people that was up there at that Capitol and how it got formed and different things like that to harm the country. Because of what Kamala is doing, I don't see her up there harassing people, doing things like those other people that in the party that he's in doing. But what's the woman name that keep harassing the congresswomen? I bet she know who to mess with because she's only messing with the one she thinks is weak. What's her name? Margaret, that Looney Tune.
Marjorie Cohen or something like that.
And I'm wondering, how did these people make it to Congress?
They got elected.
With GEDs and all this stuff, and no sense. Because all you got to do is sit them down and ask them questions and instead of walking around reaping havoc. That's why the people sitting them there. And then when you look at the boy that got out for murder, when he murdered those killed two and shot one. Yes. Now you look at the one that just went and shot up the school. This is a trend. He think he gonna get to go over in Fox 2 and be seen on TV and sent off to college. So that's for him. Tell him that's what we are looking at. We are not looking at all these numbers of something that were made up that we didn't even get to participate in because nobody called him. And if Biden number is down to 0, it's still better than 45. For all I care. And then as long as Mitch McConnell is sitting up there saying he's not going to do nothing, and his party is a do nothing party, he should wonder when it comes to the numbers why America's in the mess it's in. And he tell him to thank Biden for putting Clarence Thomas on the court, and tell him to think about it. Grow up, drop. Have a good one.
Thanks for the call.
But Nathan, think about the conference call. And have a good day.
I will. Thanks for the call. That's Maze helping out the show. He said, you need to get that conferencecall.com. You take more than one call at a time. Let me circle around here because our time is almost at the end here. We got a call from Alicia Reese, who is a Hamilton County Commissioner this morning. I appreciate her. She was talking about how property owners are going to get their rebate. She sponsored the resolution, which passed unanimously. And property owners will, at least for the next year, get back what they were promised 25 years ago. Only twice in the past decade have property owners received what they were promised as a property tax rebate back in 1996, when voters approved the 0.5% sales tax to build the riverfront stadiums. That means that property owners will get back $89 per $100,000 of home value. And I mean, that's something. You would take 89 per 100. So if you got a house that's worth $400,000, then multiply that 89 times 4. That's what you're going to get back this year. And if voters could do it all over again, I'm not sure they would do anything different. I think that Hamilton County voters would do it again, primarily because the Bengals are looking better. And since the Bengals are looking better now, it's like worth the investment for a lot of people. Only took them 25 years. And this is something that Alicia Reese said that she was going to look into when she was running. I remember her when she was talking about Andy from Indian Hills. She talked about this. So it's good to see them going through for it. What does that mean? Well, it means exactly what I said. And we know, because one of the choppers is really deep into sports betting. But now I'm reading that John Cranley says that betting on the Reds and Bengals and other sports should be as easy as the lottery. Sports betting is going to be the next wave. You got two new industries. You got sports betting, where you can like bet on the outcome of games. So imagine you should go down, you'll be able to go downtown, maybe to the casino or some other authorized establishment, and you can bet money on the outcome of the UC game, or you can bet money on the outcome of the Bengals game, right? Big money, big money, big money. So that's the new industry, and also recreational marijuana. Betting on a football or baseball game in Ohio wouldn't be much different than playing the lottery under a plan proposed by Cincinnati Mayor John Cranley, who's running for governor. John Cranley wants the Ohio Lottery Commission to authorize sports betting throughout Ohio, allowing bars, restaurants, convenience stores to have sports betting. He's saying it would mean more money for schools. They always get you when they say more money for schools. What do you think about that? What do you think? I'm reading that currently the lottery generates more than $1 billion a year for public schools. Is that just in Ohio? Where's that money going? I'd like to know what you think. Do you think that there's anything inherently wrong with betting, like gambling? This is betting. The other word is gambling. However you want to look at it. They use the word betting because gambling probably has some connotations to it, but that's what you're basically doing. You're gambling. I know people that do sports betting don't like to say that, but that's, I mean, you know, all these semantic games, test and assessment, betting, gambling, call it what it is. You gambling. I don't have a problem with the lottery, and I don't have a problem with sports betting. I think that adults should be able to do what they want to do. You ain't hurt nobody. If you want to go lay some money on the Reds, go lay some money on the Reds. There's also a big proposal for people to create mobile app licenses. So the Republicans have a proposal that will create up to 25 mobile licenses for casinos and sports teams. And the way it works is you go through your app, you make your sports bet. You don't even have to go to the establishment. It's going to happen because there's money involved. It's going to happen because there's money involved. It's big money involved. It's big, big, big money involved. And like gambling, drugs, all that kind of stuff, that's just a part of who we are of human beings. Human beings like to wager, some more than others. They like to lay a wager and see if they can double their money. It is what it is. But let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Nathan. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Fame. Welcome to the show today.
Appreciate it. It's always a pleasure, even when you're being a jerk. Why can't you? I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more with you, what you're saying. Just call it what it is. Quit playing all them semantics. You know, Wendell Young is a gosh darn convict now. What? I don't care how big the evidence was. It don't matter how big the evidence was. It don't matter what the fine was. He got convicted. Call it what it is. Thank you. It's been real. Have a nice weekend. Oh!
You called him to say that, man. Okay. You think you made a point. Good morning to you. But that's going to be big money. It's going to be a lot of big money in sports betting, just like it's going to be a lot of big money in legalizing recreational marijuana in the state of Ohio. Ohioans love to do those kind of things. Grown folks love to do those kind of things. We love that. We love that. And this looks like this is going to be what John Cranley's going to hang his hat on, right? He's going to be the fun governor. Legalize marijuana, legalize sports betting everywhere. But I'm with it. I'm with it. You cannot have Tony Soprano running a sports book. That's not in the best interest of the consumer. Is that right, Tony Soprano? You know what's funny, man? They kill me. The government kills me. They cracked down on the mafia because what the mafia was doing was so evil. But all they did was move the mafia out of those businesses and then legitimize and legalize those businesses. That's all they did. That's all they did. Prohibition. They just took it. They took all that money away from the gangsters, and the government started doing it. Remember betting? Hell, there's some states in the union where prostitution is legal. They tax it. I mean, I see right through the government. They talk all this stuff about what's right and what's moral, what's wrong. You just want the money for yourselves. That's all it is. That's why we can't beat the war on drugs. We'll never win the war on drugs because it's too profitable. The fight against the war on drugs is it makes too much money for people. Nobody really wants to end the war on drugs. We just hate it when people get caught in drive-bys and when little kids get shot and things like that. But in terms of the drugs coming to the country, everybody love it. Because if they didn't, it would stop it. They would have seriously put an end to it, but no one's gonna do that. Why would you want to stop that cocaine from flowing? You don't want to stop that dog from getting to the streets. There's too much money in it. It's too much money. Same thing with marijuana. Marijuana was the worst thing ever. The police was using that to stop and harass black and brown people, and you know it's true. I think I smell marijuana, right? Now it's damn near it's legal. For years and years and years, black and brown folks have been harassed because their cars smell like marijuana in the city of Ohio, of Cincinnati. Now you can have up to 100 grams and you don't even get a ticket. Where are the reparations? It's amazing. Same thing with this betting. When the mafia was running betting houses, it was the worst thing ever. Now the government's involved and the state's going to get a kickback. We got to do it. It's the best thing ever. It went from the worst thing to the best thing ever. It is what it is. You're right. Cecil shaking my head. Let me see here. What? He has mental issues. Nakia writes, he was on window nuts. Not sure what is it. He's in his fifis now. Not his fifis. His fifis. Oh man, Crystal writes, more money for the schools? Question mark. Like the Ohio lottery? Question mark. Sure. David writes, if Alicia was not in a position to deliver results for the citizens, would this important topic be public knowledge? # full transparency. Probably not. Probably not. But listen, folks, thank you so much for being here. The government wasn't killing people in the streets. Remember Miami in the early 70s? I did murder capital of the world. I remember, I've seen the videos. I don't remember it, but I've seen the videos. What was that? What's the video that talks about the drug trade in Miami? It's so good too. Cocaine Cowboys. Cocaine Cowboys. They've got some new versions now. I'm going to tell you a series that's real good if you into that kind of stuff. Is Narcos. There's two of them. Narcos, then Narcos Mexico. Watch the first one first, Narcos. Then watch Narcos Mexico because it builds upon it. Some good stuff. Good stuff. Worth your time. And with that, I got to make a move. Have a happy weekend. Have a happy weekend. I hope that whatever you're trying to do, you make it happen. Again, if you're looking for something interesting to do over the weekend, why not check out the Ohio Kings? Your Ohio Kings, locally black owned. They're up against the Cincinnati Movement tomorrow at 6 p.m. Check them out. On Sunday, make sure you tap in for the live stream series brought to you by our friends at Renew Community Church. Rewire and rewrite your mind, have fun, and be happy. This Sunday at 11:45 a.m. And also remember our motto, family. Let's take it from the top. Winners focus on winning. That's all they focus on. Losers focus on winners. They're worrying about what the next person doing. So stay focused and stay winning, and we'll talk real soon. Until next time, I'm Nathan Ivey. Viva La Chapas. Viva my patrons. And we'll talk real soon. I'm out.